Hi Gemini, welcome to WillowOAK. I am here to do a special reading. This is a timeless reading, okay? And this is about finding your happiness. This won't apply to everybody because there are some people who are tremendously happy. But if you're going through a time where finding your happiness is a challenge, then that's what this reading is intended for. You. Okay? Now, this is timeless. Please only take what resonates and leave the rest behind. And I would suggest that you also watch the other ones that have to do with your other placements. There's the sun, moon, and rising. Okay? So let's go ahead and get this started. And do remember, only take what resonates and just leave the rest behind. Okay? Here we go. I do know that there's a lot of people, with the economy and the world the way it is right now, they're having a challenging time finding their happiness. Here, trust in the magic. And I do think that's very important, to trust in the magic. It will help you. Have faith and trust in the universe. That's where the magic is. Okay. Let's get another card. Tend to the small things. So what that is saying is this is not a time to take great action. This is more of a yin energy where it's receptive, using your intuition. And here it's saying tend to the small things. Do just that. Tend to, how you're feeling. Not making major decisions. Matter of fact, this would be a perfect time to get this started. Finding your happiness. And I have said this so far in every reading. One of the very best things you can do initially is get yourself out, sound like a teacher, piece of paper and a pencil, Write the list, if you know what it is, of things that are making you unhappy. Write the solutions, or what you feel would be the best solutions for you. And then make for sure you put a check mark or something by it when you've taken care of that. Because being heavily burdened is very challenging. And every time you have a win, you can take a piece of that weight off and throw it out, which will make you feel lighter and a sense of accomplishment, right? So I think that is a very good way to start this. And it is definitely a yin. It's using your wisdom, your intuition, your clear thinking. Okay, let's get another card. Take the lead. Okay, well, here, tend to the small things. Here, take the lead. You could see this as a couple of different things. One would be bringing in the balance. When I get contrasting cards, and I consider that kind of a contrasting group, it's saying bring in balance. Have some of this, have some of that. Know when the time is right, but bring in the balance. And the other is, you can take the lead and tend to the small things because you're in the lead, right? Be in control of what you're doing. And oftentimes this applies because we don't make ourselves a priority. Therefore, we don't spend the time that we need for our good spiritual health, mental health, emotional health, physical health, right? So take the lead and do what it is you need to do. And at the bottom of the deck, it is saying, trust in divine detours. So there might be something that will help you that actually is a detour that's away from what you think it would be. But have trust in the universe, okay? Trust that this is helpful. And you might not know what it is now, but if it comes up, you'll see what's going on. Okay, let's get some more. See what we find. There's one. Okay, be in the here and now. And if you look at these colors, they're all over here. These two, right? Take the lead here and now. Don't be in the past. The past is gone. All that is left from the past are your memories. Okay? And they can only affect you if you let them. Don't be in the future. There are times and places to be in the future, you know, to think about all the things you want to accomplish, and it makes you feel wonderful. This is saying right now, for this task, if you want to call it that, of finding your happiness, the very best way for you to do this is to be in this moment. And there's much truth to that. If you are actually in this moment, right here, right now, you're not going to be thinking of the past upsets or challenges or whatever it may be. And you're not going to be focused on, oh my, I need to do this or that for my future. You're going to be right here, right now. And right here, right now is, how do I find my happiness? What do I need to do? Okay? Let's get another card. Okay. Yeah. Breathe. Make yourself enough of a priority that you take the time you need for you. Didn't I just say something about that over here? Anyway. Yeah. Maybe meditation. Walks in the woods. Ground yourself. Take you time. It's very important to take you time, because you want to be there for others, right? But if you're not taking enough time to build yourself up, to be filled up, you are somewhat depleted. How can you give what you want to give to others when you yourself are depleted, right? It's very important to make yourself enough of a priority that you give yourself the time you need. And remember, I mentioned something kind of like that about this. Take the lead in this way. You know, when people hear take the lead, they're thinking charge forward, you know, be at the front of that line. And what I'm thinking of is take the lead so you have the control to take the you time when you need it. Okay, let's get another card. Why? Okay, that's a very interesting one to come out. Maybe it's important for you to understand the whys of everything, and that's fine. You are you, and if you need to know the whys, fine, do the research. And earlier I said, you know, get out your pencil and paper. I sound like a teacher. Write down what you think is making you unhappy or keeping you from your happiness. Write down what you feel the solutions are. And then put a check mark or whatever when you have accomplished that. So this is, do your research. Why are you not happy? And really, you know, take the time, you time, to go in and discover what it is. A lot of the things you're going to know right off the top. Some things you might have to think about and use your intuition about. But make that list and start working on that list so you can have your happiness. And at the bottom of this deck, you have go the distance. It's saying don't get partway done and then just stop. That's not going to help you. You need to go the distance. Okay? Let's get some more. Okay, isolation. And because this is about finding your happiness, that would say to me that some of the time you feel isolated, and that is part of what is making you unhappy. And that's, you know, a little different than taking some alone time. Feeling isolated is a challenging energy. Being alone can be very positive. You know, having this quality time with yourself. Being isolated is not positive, at least not in this respect. Okay? If you're feeling isolated, right there is one thing to put on your list. How do you correct that? You get out of the isolation. Be around people that you care about or that are fun. Even if you have to do something like go to the arcade, you'll hear people all around you laughing, playing, having fun, and allow that energy to help lift you up. Be around family members that you love, friends. You know, go play baseball with a group of people. Do something that's outside of isolation. And it could be, you know, a mental, emotional isolation. And if that's the case, to me that takes a little more effort because you're going to have to open yourself up more. But if that's part of it, then that's what you need to do to find your happiness. Beautiful. This is saying during this time, while you are in search of or discovering your happiness, this is saying you're protected. You don't need to worry. The angels, the divine spirit is here with you, keeping you safe. So you don't have to worry about that aspect of it. Just focus on finding your happiness. Cleanse. Okay. This is kind of akin to clear out the clutter, right? Go in and anything that's taking up space in your heart, your mind, that sort of thing, internally, evaluate it, go through it, see what it's about. Do you need that? Do you need to clean it up? You know, if it doesn't serve you, get rid of it. Make space for the happiness. And I'm talking about internally, but it can be externally as well. Say, if it's time to do spring cleaning, you know, getting rid of the clutter, whatever that is. Do that. It's in your best interest because your external environment is also a reflection of yourself. So if you're sitting around with clutter, how can you have the room for all the happiness? It's a challenge. Okay? So clean it up. Get out of the isolation. Have trust and faith that you're protected. And take the time and effort to clean it up. At the bottom of the deck, it says surrender. So that's saying surrender into this. Yeah. Don't fight it. It will do you no good. If you're in search of happiness, do not fight the efforts that you're putting in to gain the happiness, okay? Surrender into it. That will help you. Okay, let's get a few more cards. From the Moonology. No, I need to do it again. And see what they would like to share. Believe in the impossible. Totally true. Because the impossible is possible. Have faith. Okay? That you can do this because you can. Here it says, what do you need to release? That goes right in here with cleanse. What do you need to let go of that is keeping you stuck outside of the happiness? Only you will know that. But that is something maybe to write down on that list that you're making. And you might not even really be aware of it. It might take a little bit of time, meditation, intuition, wisdom, you know, making yourself a priority enough to where you can take the time to get it figured out. A time to give rather than take. That one's a little more complex to explain, but what it is. Okay, a time to give. And it could very well be a time to give to you rather than taking from you. Okay? because this is about you finding your happiness. And if you're busy helping others, which is wonderful, but denying yourself the time that you need for you, then how are you supposed to be able to have the time to find your happiness, right? So take the time that you need to give yourself the priority that you need. You need to make yourself a priority enough to where you can find the answers to these questions, right? And at the bottom of this deck, you have the answers you need are coming. Beautiful. So that means success is on its way. Okay, now let's get some tea leaf cards. And then we'll get a few angel cards and close it out with a charm. Here you have Tower, a solid foundation, success with effort. So this is, you know, take the lead, right? A solid foundation, I get the feeling with this one, with this reading about you, that you have a solid foundation. But maybe you've been sidetracked or had so many other things you've had to do that gets no attention, right? So you need to put in the effort to find your happiness. Here you have bouquet, compliments from an admirer. Oh, that's genuinely sweet. Quite complimentary, makes a person feel good. Crown. Honor and respect will come to you. And I would say, you know, here it's take the lead. But I would say, when you find your happiness, yeah, people are going to want to know how you did it if they're missing theirs. And maybe you can help them too. Here we have torch. Spiritual development, enlightenment, awareness, and understanding. So there's a big spiritual aspect to this. Be aware of that and take action on it. And at the bottom here, you have advice from a friend. So what that says to me is your support system, right? Okay, so let's talk just a moment about this, and then we'll get some angel cards. Okay? Trust in divine detours, which is saying that there might be something coming up that's totally unexpected, or what you would think is, really? That's going to help? You know, kind of attitude. But try to trust in the divine detours, because there could very well be one could be coming up for you. Here, let's see if I can get that. Trust in the magic. There is magic with this. So trust in it. Do the small things. Be in the yin energy. You know, let things come into you. In other words, taking the time to think things through. And like I was talking about, writing them down. Meditate. Ponder. Come up with solutions. Now here this is saying take the lead, which would typically be a yang energy. But I think in this case, it's saying take the lead so you can allow yourself to take the time to help yourself. Okay, if somebody else is in the lead, then you're stuck doing what they want. This way, you can take the time you need. And here is being in the here and now, which will help you as well. Being in this moment, you're not going to be crowded out by the past memories or what you want for the future. You're going to find out so much more information by being in this moment. Here, of course, is taking time for you, finding out why. And that might be an extremely important thing. It doesn't have to be. It depends on the personality type, what's going on. But this looks like it's important for you. Like, why am I feeling this way? Why is this going on? Answering that is potentially all you need to get out of that. Okay? But it is saying here, don't get partway through and then quit. You need to go the distance if you want this to be effective. And down here it's saying surrender into this process so you can get through it and find your happiness out of the isolation. That's important. I'm not saying don't ever be alone. I'm saying there's a difference in quality alone time and feeling isolated and alone. Okay? You know you're protected. The cleanse part is just like clearing out the clutter, both externally and internally. If you need to clear things out for spring cleaning, do that, and also do it internally. Make for sure you believe in the impossible, because the impossible is possible. It truly is. What do you need to release? That goes right over here with cleanse. Time to give rather than take. And like I said, to me it's an interesting interpretation. This goes in with it's time to give yourself what you need, okay? Rather than focusing everything on everybody else and making yourself do without. And here the answers you need are coming, okay? Here, solid foundation, success with effort. And oftentimes when you're trying to figure out something internal, it does take effort. Not always, oftentimes. Compliments from an admirer. You know, there might be, as you're going through this process, that people notice, wow, what changed them? What's happened to them? Why are they happy? Why are they smiling? Why do they seem lighthearted? You know, that could happen. And maybe you can help others once you get on this road to your happiness. Honor and respect will come to you. And I think these two are tied, right? So not only can you help others, but they will notice. And here's a torch. Spiritual development, enlightenment, awareness, and understanding, which is huge when it comes to you finding your happiness. Okay? And a few things, like I mentioned, some of them to do is get out that pencil and paper, and I do sound like a teacher, but make your lists. That's one. One of the easiest things you can do to get started in this process is to ground yourself. The easiest way for me, and everybody's different, is to take a walk in the woods, or say a walking trail, something like that. And speaking out loud. Thinking it is helpful. Speaking something out loud is more helpful. Writing it down helps to make it concrete. But it's hard to write while you're walking, right? So if you're more comfortable thinking it, do that. But, you know, if you're alone, nobody's even going to know. Tell yourself what you're grateful for. And that's one of the easiest ways to start this process. And it will help bring you up. It is a beautiful thing to do. And it can be very small things. You don't have to sit there and think it to death, you know. I'm grateful for the sun. I'm grateful for the birds. And if a butterfly is by, you know, I'm grateful to see this beautiful butterfly. Just anything. Okay? And another thing is come up with a mantra that will help you. So when challenging thoughts or moments come in, you just tell yourself, okay, out you go, and bring in the mantra. And one might be, I am happy, I am calm, I am stress-free. That could be a sample of a mantra for you. And like I said, whenever a challenging thought comes in, replace it with your mantra. And before too long, that will just become second nature. And you can switch out your mantra anytime you like. But that will also help to bring you up. And there are many other ways, and I'm sure you can think of some, and you can look them up on the internet. One would be talking to friends that you truly trust. There are many ways. But to get started, do it now. Okay, let's get a few angel cards. There is something better. Okay, and I'm sure this is making reference to the being unhappy. There is something much better. Okay. Well, there's two of them. Peaceful resolution and yes. Okay. There is something better than being unhappy. Definitely. Peaceful resolution. You can fix this in a very peaceful way. Okay? You don't have to hurt anybody's feelings, anything like that. Go within. And the answer is yes. Go forward with this. It will benefit you a lot. And at the bottom of the deck from taking this card, right there, you have abundance. And abundance means different things to different people, but this is saying, in this respect, by you going through this and making yourself a priority to remove the things that make you unhappy and bring in the things that make you happy, you're going to be very successful. It's going to be very abundant. So you could have happiness all around you. Beautiful. Okay. Now, if you've enjoyed this reading, please give it a like, share, and subscribe. And sharing is a big one. If you know somebody that is having these challenges where happiness is really hard to come by, maybe share with them. It might be helpful. And the other is posting comments. You know, maybe working together, we can help each other, which would be beautiful. Okay, let's get a chime. Whoop. Well, we got two of them. Didn't mean to. Somehow it popped right out. You have hope. Yes, keep the hope alive. There are always answers. And here you have a butterfly, which is talking about transformation, which is you will be transforming out of this energy that doesn't have happiness and into an energy that does. So it's beautiful. Thank you so much, and I really hope this helps. Much love. Bye.